it's the person who goes to our clinic over and over for back pain and belly aches and stomach problems and can't sleep. Or it might be the person who is always a little too happy, as if they are trying to hide what they're actually feeling, that they're trying very hard for people to see that they're happy. Or it could be the person who says nothing, who is always quiet, who goes about doing their work, who just doesn't interact. So it's that, and I think that contributes to the challenge of treating depression, because it doesn't have a typical presentation.
Here in Belize, the discussion on depression has begun. Still, the disorder remains greatly underdiagnosed. Perhaps it is not only that Belize lacks specialized professional services to treat mental disorders, but the stigma and discrimination that accompany these disorders bears more weight on persons living with it, as attested to by Katie Numiosher, who suffers from generalized anxiety disorder.
It's hard in Belize. I'll tell you straight. Having a mental illness in Belize, it's like a death sentence. There's a lot of stigma and discrimination.
Despite the limitations, the health department is encouraging Belizeans to speak up. An open dialogue is the first step in the right direction when dealing with depression and mental health, says Nurse Eleanor Bennett, nursing administrator at the mental health department.
The research will show you that talking about depression and going to a therapist who will help you identify your thoughts and your behaviors, it actually changes the environment in your brain. So we know that works, and that is being promoted now as the first step in treating depression.
But it is easier said than done. In her experience, Usher says being open about her mental health status has only brought her more pain and worry. Nurse Bennett says they are aware and are helping.
I've been very open about my anxiety. And I'll tell you straight, I've lost relationships because of that. I've lost friendships and I've lost jobs. So it's not fair for us to ask people to be open about their mental illness if we can't change the discriminatory behavior, if we can't protect people to ensure that they'll have a job. Because if you don't have a job, then you're dependent.
We have worked with people before in terms of their employment who have disclosed to their employer. We have worked with them so that they can maintain their employment. But yes, it is a problem for us, and why it is a huge problem is that not enough people are talking.
Depression can also cause negative emotions that persons can manifest through aggression and withdrawal, destroying social relationships. It can also lead to suicide, and this is a trend that's become visible in Belize, says Director of Health Services, Dr. Marvin Manzanero.
There might be many more attempts than what the media is going to present. We have people on suicide watch. We have had people hospitalized just last weekend of all walks of life. So again, the only way you're going to be able to do that is if people talk and come and ask for help, or if we are able to pick up the slack.
Depression doesn't have stages, but symptoms can range from being mildly depressed, in which people can go about their lives, to severely depressed, which can lead to withdrawal and even suicide. It has no face, age, race, or religion. It is, however, treatable, and Belizeans are encouraged to break away from fear and discrimination.
It has to start somewhere. People have to start saying, I am depressed, I'm going to my therapist today, just like how we said, my heart not feel good, I'm going to my doctor. We have to reach there.
Dalila Ikal, Love News.